Let's call to order the Madison County Board of Education meeting for January the 8th of 2026. First on our agenda is 2A, is to nominate a 2026 board chairman. At this time, I entertain nominations for the chairman of the Madison County Board of Education for the 2026 calendar year.
I would like to nominate Ms. Lori Cobb at this time.
Perfect. The recommended motion is to nominate Lori Cobb for the chairman of the Madison County Board of Education for 2026 calendar year. Do I have a motion?
Sorry.
We have a motion by Mr. Rutherford to nominate Lori Cobb. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
The motion has been seconded by Samantha Burford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2B on the agenda is to cease nominations and elect a board chairman. The recommended motion is to cease the nominations for the 2026 board chair and that Lori Cobb be elected by acclamation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rutherford. Second. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
The motion has been seconded by Ms. Brock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 2C on the agenda is to nominate a 2026 board vice chairman. At this time, I entertain nominations for the vice chairman of the Madison County Board of Education for the 2026 calendar year.
I'd like to nominate Brandon Rutherford.
The recommended motion is to nominate Brandon Rutherford for the vice chairman of the Madison County Board of Education for the 2026 calendar year. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion by Ms. Burford to nominate Brandon Rutherford. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
The motion has been seconded by Ms. Brock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 2D on the agenda is to cease nominations and elect the vice chairman. The recommended motion is to cease nominations for the 2026 vice chairman and that Brandon Rutherford be elected by acclamation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Brock. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Burford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will now change seats. Reorganize.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm left-handed, so I
Okay,
have to
that's
do a little bit of moving around here. All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Coyle, for, your work this last year. You've done a phenomenal job. Thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
such a good leader. And thank you all for entrusting me to continue driving this ship. We work together as a team, so it's really not about just one of us. So let's move on here. Ms. Brock, would you care to read our vision statement for us, please?
Madison County Schools, in partnership with the community, strives to equip educators and students with the skills to lead by example, develop and speak with a unique voice, and explore their academic curiosity to make a positive impact on our community and world.
All right. Thank you very much. Next up, we have our showcase. Mr. Neely, do you want to?
Absolutely. Tonight's
lead on
Foley Middle School CTE staff and students will be presenting information about the school's new CTE program and lab. Ms. Metcalf and eighth grade students Rhea Story and Taylor Bryant will share their experiences with the career lab and answer questions from anybody about the program. Ladies, good to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good evening. It is a pleasure to speak to you about the Foley Middle School CTE Career Lab and its significant role it plays in shaping our students. In today's fast-changing and competitive world, choosing the right career has become more challenging. Students often feel confused or uncertain about their high school pathways. The Career Lab is not just a class, but a valuable platform for students to discover their interests and understand their abilities, providing exposure to a wide range of different careers. The students will have 16 different career stations starting from 6th grade to 8th grade. They will go through all 16 stations. Through the interactive hands-on activities, self-assessments, guidance, and skills development, they'll develop essential life skills such as communication, teamwork, leadership, problem solving, and critical thinking. We prepare our students to think beyond the classroom. When students understand their strengths and interests, they become more motivated, focused, and prepared to face their challenges. The Career Lab encourages students to dream big, set goals, and work towards achieving those goals with confidence. Tonight, I have our two students. They're going to introduce themselves and tell you about their experience with the lab.
Hello, my name is Taylor Bryan. As a part of the Career Lab program, my classmates and I rotated through 5 different stations, spending 10 days training in each one. Of all the stations, my favorite was nursing. Through hands-on activities such as the phlebotomy simulator, I gained a deeper understanding of the preparation, skill, and care required for procedures that may seem simple at first glance. I also learned that while there are many different types of nurses, each plays a unique and essential role in healthcare. This class not only taught me about nursing, it inspired a genuine passion for it. Because of this experience, I have chosen healthcare as my career pathway in high school, and I hope this program continues to inspire other students in the same way. I will now turn it over to my fellow classmate so she, too, can share her experience in this enlightening class.
Hello, my name is Rhea Story, and my personal favorite station in the program was culinary arts. This was my favorite because I got to experiment with different foods and learn how to read and understand recipes. This pathway actually encouraged me to make a cake and bring it to school for the whole class to enjoy. I also have been cooking and baking a lot more on my own time. This program has really helped me think about what I want with my future and what career paths I'm interested in pursuing. I believe that this class is a great way to help guide and prepare students for pathways in high school. The CTE Lab plays a significant role in shaping our future. Without this program, many students may not have a clue what they want to do for their future pathways. In conclusion, the Career Lab plays a vital role in shaping confident, informed, and capable individuals. It helps students discover their potential, make the right choices, and move forward with purpose and determination. Thank you for your time and attention. Do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I will say you two are the perfect examples of why these CTEs in our middle school are so important, because both of you have already identified things that you want to do when you get into high school. And it's so great to have this head start before you even get there. So then you can get your counselors and you can schedule your high school so you can meet your dreams and do what you want to do. So that's perfect.
And both of your favorite classes lead right into our Ignite Academies, which was one of our purposes for being so passionate about these modules and things that we're doing, but really just to give you guys an opportunity to see what all is out there and give you the chance to try different things to see what you may or may not like. And so I know we're all thrilled that this is working the way we had hoped it would. And we just want to keep seeing more and more of you all experiencing these, loving it. You want to come to school because you get to go to these classes. And then, you feed right into our Ignite programs. We're thrilled that you guys are enjoying it the way you are. How long are your classes when you go in? How long are
They're
they in
1
there?
hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
So
and-
you get in there and you get to having fun and it's time to go.
Yeah, and they come in and they're already prepared for what they have to do.
Mhm.
Usually at the door, I'm just telling them we're on day 8,
Mhm.
which was today. So they'll come in, they'll get their materials, they log on to their program, and they just get started. And then if they need help, I'm there to help them, which is around the room. 15 of the 16 pathways go directly into Ignite.
Yeah, that's great. What grade are you girls in?
8th grade.
8th grade?
Yeah.
Well, you at least get it for a year.
Yes.
Those 6th grade students and even the 7th grade students will get this every year while they're in middle school. So, but I'm glad you at least get it for the year. So, yeah.
It
Are
was
you
really-
girls, I was gonna say, are you girls, we may come see you at Foley.
Yeah.
Are you good
Yeah.
at that?
Come on
We
out.
want to be able to come out and support you guys.
Come on out anytime.
We'd love that.
When we got to tour over here, it was really exciting to see how many different stations they had, but also how enthusiastic each child was. And they would talked to us about what they were
Mhm.
doing, and they were so into it. So it's
Yeah.
really good.
And the principals of both Ignites are represented here, and they can't quit smiling because that's what they want to see is kids like you all coming to them. And then we've got, you're way ahead of where any of us were
Oh,
in middle school. And I like cake, so anytime you want to. The other, not so much.
She's great with stitches.
Well,
She's
we'll
great with
see.
stitches. And all I know is like she comes in one day and she goes, "Here, I have this cake for us." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you."
That's
Yeah.
nice. That's great.
Well, we're proud and we're thrilled to say that we're offering this at every middle school that we have starting next year, not just Foley and Cottle, which were our two pilots. And Mr. Chandler and Mr. Hunley, they were so gracious to take on that task because we didn't know, and but it has been spectacular, money well spent. And we think that the board thought that it would be fantastic for the entire district to reap these benefits, and we'll all benefit as we go down the road. So congratulations, girl. That's great
Yeah.
to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you all so very much. All right. Up next for our recognition, Mr. Neely is going to recognize our Mike's Kids recipients.
Okay. One of my favorite people, I don't want to brag on her too much in front of here, but each year the Mike's Kids Educational Foundation graciously awards literacy grants to teachers for creative classroom activities that promote student-centered learning and enhance the education experience. These 24 teachers and their students will receive $500 from Mike's Kids Educational Foundation to bring literacy initiatives to life this school year. And of course, Ms. Cottle is here. I won't say how far back we go, but she was my student teacher at Foley Middle School in 1994. And I could say, got me on the right path of where I needed to go. So, because I was a little wayward. So yeah, it worked. So I really appreciate her. And as you could tell, she's a lifelong educator because she is still heavily involved in Madison County schools and for Madison County's teachers and for our kids. So we are thrilled to death that both of you, Jonathan, that you're here. And we will announce each winner unless you all have anything to say. You want to go ahead and.
I want to say something about your CTE program. in
Yes,
middle school.
please do.
One of my grandsons is at Foley, and he was in the modules first 9 weeks or second 9 weeks, and he assured me if I have any plumbing problems, he is not qualified to fix it.
Well, that's good.
And he probably could.
He probably could, yeah.
Yeah, he was so excited to tell me he could do it.
Yeah, just tell him to hang in there. He'll make as much money as he wants. Oh, so we've got a lot of folks that are here to get this grant, and we are thrilled that you tried to get the money for your initiative for literacy, and we are thrilled that you're taking it to the kids of Madison County. So when I call your name, come on up, please. Lena Wilson, Madison Kindergarten Academy. Amanda Varney, MKA. Tyler Keith, Foley Middle. Jamie Sloan, Daniel Boone Elementary. Kimberly Evans, Waco Elementary. Jennifer Dwyer, Foley Middle. Caitlin Conley, Daniel Boone Elementary. Amanda Bailey, Shannon Johnson Elementary. Misty Brock, Silver Creek Elementary. Jessica Case, Boonesboro Elementary. Amber Dotson, MKA. Jordan Keith, Foley Middle. Jessica O'Brien, Boonesboro Elementary. Carrie Wilson, Daniel Boone Elementary. Kelly Dial, Glen Marshall Elementary. JT Elliott, Waco Elementary. Whitney Lips, Silver Creek Elementary. Natalie Radcliffe, Glen Marshall Elementary. Brianna Adams, Kirksville Elementary. Katie Matlock, Special Education. Amy Fichitola, Glen Marshall Elementary. Ashley Price, Daniel Boone Elementary. Afton Seltzer, Daniel Boone Elementary. Last but not least, Kara Sizemore, Boonesboro Elementary. The Mike's Kids Education Foundation has awarded more than $160,000 in literacy grants to teachers in Madison County schools in the past 17 years. Congratulations to all these recipients, and a huge thank you to Lisa and Mike's Kids Educational Foundation.
Do you need them 2 rows? Yeah, we'll have to do 2 rows.
Short.
What a duck.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
We were ducking
I
down.
was ducking.
Thank you all so much. And we have a little slideshow here to show you on our screens because it is School Board Recognition Month. The month of January is noted for a lot of things. Most of the time it's weather. But at Madison County Schools, what we want to be known about is how important that our school board is to each and everything that we do. A lot of times when people call or they email, they say the board did this or the board did that or what have you. I'll say this, that there is not a more unified or a team effort with any decision or anything that we pass or that we don't pass that all of these folks don't have input about and that we discuss about. And it's all student centered. And that's what some school boards are not lucky enough to have that. And I am so appreciative of everyone here, Ms. Brock, Mr. Rutherford, Ms. Cobb, Ms. Burford, and Ms. Coyle. It's been a fantastic team for a long time. And that's why Madison County Schools is continuing to progress and do great things is because of leadership from you all. It takes all of us, that's for sure. But for the foresight that you have, the financial backgrounds that you have to know what to do and how to spend and when to spend, I am truly grateful to work with each of you, not just monthly, but every day, because things come up and we talk and we call and we text and it's never, whether it's negative or positive, it's never a bad deal to talk to the folks who are in front of you. I'm blessed, that's for sure. If it didn't have a board like this, I wouldn't have put in for the job when it was vacant. I'll just tell you, because it just makes it so much enjoyable to have a good board to lead a district, because it's 11,500 kids, 2,500 employees. It's a lot to manage. And with these folks, they do it at a high level. So I want to thank you so much for what you do every day, just not this month, but we appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. You guys make it easy to work with.
Yes, we got a certificate for each of you. I told her to put a gift card in there. I don't know if she did that.
I'm gonna say
Thank
Mark
you.
didn't know.
From you.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I want to see what he's.
You
Make
just
sure you
gave me
do
a heart
And we have our auditor here too. So that was for you. Yeah. Look like auditor fun in here.
auditor jokes.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're all a team up here. There's no I in the people you see in front of you, but there is also no I in the team on the other side of this that we all work with on a daily basis. So the team that we work with, our board, our principals, our teachers, make our job much more enjoyable and much easier than some people have it. So I appreciate it as well. So, all right. Do we have any audience comments? No audience comments. Next, we're going to move to our consent agenda. These are the items that we see on a regular basis. They come up at every meeting, so we put these together. So the items for us to approve on our consent agenda today are the minutes of the December 11th, 2025 meeting, our claims, superintendent's personnel actions, leaves of absence, technology surplus, the following out-of-state field trips, Madison Central High School Science Olympiad trip to West Lafayette, Indiana, January 30th through 31st. Madison Central High School cheer trip to Orlando, Florida, February 4th through the 9th. Those are both of this year. Except the KETS offer of assistance, which is pertaining to our technology needs. the board's participation and actual expenses for 2026 events associated with COSBA, KSBA, and CASA. Adopt the Board of Education 2026 schedule of meetings and the revised school improvement plan for ATSI at Madison Middle. Do we have any questions on our consent agenda items? No? Having none, do I have a motion to approve this consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rutherford. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Brock. All is in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we're going to move to our monthly reports, and we're going to start with our instruction report. And tonight we have with us our principals from our Ignite Academies. We have Ashley Smith from Ignite North and Ms. Sarah Burns from Ignite South. We're going to piggyback on all the great information I know from our middle school programs. But welcome, ladies. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Good evening, and I am beyond excited when I hear the kids talk about it. I've got two 8th graders also who are actually in the careers lab at Foley right now, and they come home every day telling me what new thing or gross thing or awesome thing they tried out that day. So I'm excited about these labs and what it means for our programs moving forward and our goals. So
Yeah.
absolutely. According to our most recent comprehensive data from Kentucky Stats, there's about 49% of Madison County students that graduate and go straight to the workforce or pursue some sort of path that's not straight college. And that's one thing that makes Madison County schools so unique with our focus on career and technical education, because students who complete pathways are significantly more likely to find a stable, higher wage employment immediately after graduation compared to those who don't have some sort of specialized certificate. So that data helps drive the goal of the Ignite Academies and what we're going to talk a little bit about today.
All right, so our vision and goal at our Ignites is to effectively prepare our students to transition after high school, whether that means they're attending a 4-year university, a 2-year associate degree, or even going straight into the workforce. We want to help them be efficient in the most effective way possible. Our mission at Ignite is to be on time, work hard, be honest, and get along with others, and that drives everything we do every day with our students and our staff. And it's something that our students can tell you. If you ask them what is our mission, they'll be able to answer it for you, because that is something that we really instill in each of our students.
And those are also tied to our CTE labs that we currently have. They're displayed in there as well. So trying to have some continuity so that they're ready when they get to us.
Absolutely.
So our community partners provide mentorship, co-op opportunities, materials, equipment for both of our facilities. And in return, we produce high quality employee candidates. We also receive feedback from them so that we can tailor our programs to local business and industry need through our advisory committees. So we have a lot of success stories and things that we've done for the community and the community does for us. And Sarah's going to share a couple of those.
One example, I was talking to our staff the other day, and at the end of the year, Hyster-Yale, they donated 30 more engines, and they have donated before more engines to our diesel pathway, and also tons of metal that the students have been able to not only learn basic welding, but they've been able to build things with that. And without them, we would be really struggling in those moments. And in addition, Bluegrass Army Depot, they donated a lot of PPE for our fire science program. On the next slide, there's a picture of all the kids and how excited they were to put every bit of it on and take a picture with the Christmas tree. And they couldn't wait to unbox it. As Mr. Rutherford brought it in, they were ready to get started. I was like, there's still more coming, and they just could not wait for that experience. For them, it's been a
I
blessing.
got some in the back of my car tonight if you want.
Oh, okay, great.
And that's consistent across all of our programs. There's lots of give and take relationships there, hospital beds, supplies, sending students out to learn more about the jobs that are available to them here. So it's just a lot of great community partnerships.
Absolutely. Also, we are always looking to improve at our Ignites and expand and think of the opportunities, and the students drive that. This year at Ignite South, we began the EMT program and the fire science pathway. And at Ignite North, they began the patient care tech pathway. In addition, they are going to be adding phlebotomy and EKG technician at Ignite North. We have also started some EKU dual credit classes at Ignite South this year, and they're also going to be having some next year at Ignite North. So this has been really, really good for us. And, as our pathways grow, challenges can arise. But as always, we focus on our students and we put them at the forefront. And it has been a really good experience. And the kids love seeing the new pathways. And I love seeing our seats full in our buildings. It's been a lot of fun.
And as you can see, we've held pretty steady or grown some in regards to our number of completers. A lot of our funding is based on completers. And as I said earlier about completers, they're more likely, once they've received the completion spot and a certification, more likely to obtain high wage employment once they graduate high school. The certification number for both schools for this year will grow. That does not calculate in our spring, which we'll start doing probably about March and April is when we'll get some more industry certifications done. But to continue to grow, we do have to be flexible, and we realize that. We are exploring some creative scheduling options to allow students to balance their academics at their high schools with their pathways. That might look like offering select core content classes in the Ignite academies. We've also discussed maybe making some of our classes year-long periods if it would be more beneficial, or flipping within a block, so having 2 class periods and they just swap. And that's something they're actually piloting at South this year to get some feedback on.
We started it last year with our seniors for math and English, and it was really a blessing because there are students that really want to stay in the building all day, and it's been a lot of fun to watch them and beg to stay all day. And if we can make it work in their schedule, so they'll go, to math, let's say for 2 days of the week, and English 2 days, and then swap. But it has been really good for them. And each year they're like, well, when are we going to do this for juniors? And I'm like, well, I hope that we can only grow to where it would be an opportunity eventually. But it has been something that has been a learning curve, but it's been very good for the students.
And so when we invest in student opportunities, we're not just helping individuals, we're fueling our local economy. More opportunities lead to higher retention of local talent, which leads to a thriving, more prosperous community for all of us. And to kind of share some of their experience, we do have 2 of our Ignite students here. First, we're going to let Mr. Andrew Kearns speak about his pathway at South, and then Mr. Logan Sexton from North will follow him.
Hello, I'm Andrew Kearns. I'm a part of the fire science program at Ignite South this year. As long as I can remember, firefighting's been something that I've wanted to pursue when I grew up. That's what my dad's done, and just seeing him be a big role model in my life, I want to be just like him. So, and it's nice to see other people be excited and have the same passion as me. And it's gave me some great opportunities. I'm going to be able to graduate high school and be certified to do that. So I'm excited to see it. Thank you all for your time. You got any questions?
What grade are you in, sweetheart?
I'm a junior at Madison
Junior?
Southern.
So you'll get 2 years of this. Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we're thrilled that you enjoy it. Yeah.
I'm
Keep
loving it.
thinking that way, because you about made a grown man cry just now. Talking about your daddy.
He's been a big impact on my life, so
Sir.
I hope to be just like him. Well, thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Logan Sexton. I'm a student here at Ignite. I'm on our Spark committee. If you don't know what that stands for, it's our Student Planning Academic Resource Council. I represent machine tool and business. Being on Spark has given me a real voice in the school. It's not just about meetings. It's about students being involved in decisions, sharing ideas, and helping our school better for everyone. Through Spark, I've learned how to communicate, work as a team, take responsibility, and I feel that my opinions actually matter. And that's something you don't feel in every class at a school. Ignite North is a wonderful place because of the opportunities it offers for their students, whether it's leadership roles like Spark, flexible learning options, or support from teachers and staff. This school really wants students to succeed, not just academically, but personally too. At Ignite, you're encouraged to grow, try new things, and be yourself. The staff believes in us, pushes us to do better, and helps us prepare for the real future. I'm thankful to be part of a school that listens to their students, supports our goals, and gives us the opportunities to lead. Being at Ignite North and being part of Spark has helped me become more confident and prepared for what could come next. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just glad to hear how successful and how much these guys enjoy this, especially Mr. Kearns with the new program and how much you're enjoying that. That's really good to hear.
Been a blessing. I got to sit in on one of their discussions today, and I was just making my rounds, to talk to the students, and it was a really good discussion, and just listening to how adult they were each speaking to each other about their futures, and made me really proud.
Yeah. Ladies, you do a fantastic job. They're principals of both buildings, and when they got the job, this was kind of a new venture. So they look at you and you're like, I don't know. And you got to work with the high schools, and you got to figure it. So I know it's been a learning curve to be able to work with other groups and other teams, but you all have done a phenomenal job, both of you. Mr. Clark, I can't go without saying, who's been probably wore the hat off both of you all, been the dean of both Ignite North and South, and has been very, I guess you'd say, on the forefront of the businesses in our county of working together and helping get jobs and getting things donated and things of that nature. You've been invaluable to both these academies. So
I have a couple of people in the county and in the city, and every time I read it, thank you so much for giving us these Ignite Academies.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for these Ignite Academies. So I know the community really appreciates the work that all of you all are doing too.
yeah, keep doing good things. We'll continue to grow.
I just got a couple of things. First, thank you all for helping us get the grant to get our CTEs in all of our middle schools, because it wouldn't be possible without you all. And second, thank you all for taking our vision and actually bringing it alive, because we knew what we wanted, and we knew we wanted to invest in our community, in our schools, and our kids. But you all, with Mr. Clark, have actually brought it to life. We helped build the building, and you all have put the life into the building, and that's very much appreciative.
And we wanted students like Logan and Andrew to come up here and tell us how much they love it and how much they're benefiting from it. So,
But the first number you said, the 49%, which was,
Yeah.
We
Alarming
both were
to me.
blown away by
I
that.
was
We
surprised.
were all.
I was surprised. That's awesome.
I love that you're listening to the students as well. And if they're saying, we want to be here longer,
Yeah.
They do.
you're making it happen.
We're trying.
Yeah. I don't know how you're doing the schedules. That's amazing. But yeah, that's incredible.
Thank you.
We'll keep working at that.
That's right. We will.
Be juniors next year too.
Yeah.
thank you all so much. Thank you guys
Thank
too.
you, boys.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
I was thinking, as all these was presenting, back when Superintendent Caudle was here, this was his vision, is to get these, Ignite, he didn't have a name then, but to
Right.
get these things started. And because of the economy, we couldn't get it going. Things plunged in the economy. And then for us as a board to bring all that back to life, and now look at it, it's
Yeah.
happening.
It's flourishing.
It looks so
It's doing
good.
really good.
Technology center.
Yeah.
I'm just
Now.
grinning ear to ear.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, next we have Jonathan Smith with Branscombe Construction. Sorry about that.
Beat that, Jonathan. We
Yeah.
had a good day.
Yeah, some projects we've got going.
Yeah.
Good evening. Want to give you an update on, we got several to update now. First, Madison Middle, don't have any pictures of Madison Middle, but we're basically done at Madison Middle. They're laying sod on the baseball field this week. Softball field's finished. They were finishing up. I was actually by there before I came over. So buildings themselves, probably in a couple of weeks, the buildings will be wrapped up down the sports field. We're getting that punch done. The fields themselves, probably about the middle part of March, those will be ready and we'll be able to turn those over. So pretty much everything at Madison Middle. There's a few punch list items. There's actually Chris is over there tonight working with some people after hours, getting a few punch list stuff done that not complete in the building, but those are getting wrapped up. So all instances, Madison Middle is just about wrapped up. So any questions on Madison Middle?
I'm sure the baseball and softball teams will be happy.
Yes, that was the goal.
Give you an update on Waco. Things are progressing well at Waco. As you can see, a lot of block going up. That you see there in the foreground of that picture, that is the storm shelter. See all the rebar coming up out of the block. So that's the storm shelter there, all the reinforcing that goes into it. What you see in the back, the big tall walls, those are just gym walls. This is the corridor looking down. You can see we're getting ready to pour that slab next Friday. That's the storm shelter. You can see all the rebar. So that concrete slab, they're getting it prepped and ready, and we'll pour it next Friday, long as weather allows. You can see this picture another day when it's a little bit wet, but this is the start of the walls. This is the backside of the media center. You can see those block walls going, the gym in the rear of the picture there. This is the gym walls. You can see the windows there in the front. This front section, of course, is what would be the office area, administrative area there in front of the gym. But you can see those walls are just pretty much topped out for the gym on that side. That's the classroom wing in the back. You can see they're taking that on up, getting that block completed, and kind of got those gables about done. You can see we got more concrete slabs that's been completed the last couple of weeks. This is the slab in the media center. That slab's been poured, and we're getting stuff roughed in around the exterior, bringing those walls up. This is the back side of the stage. You can see that beam that's been set over the stage. We're actually going to start setting steel. First section of steel in the gym will start Monday. That steel is going to arrive, and we're going to start in the gym, start setting those big joists and columns in the gym. So that will start on Monday, and then we'll keep moving through the building. The mason will follow those folks. So things are progressing well out there at Madison Middle. You know, the last week or so, we're taking advantage of this good weather. They actually worked. I think they actually worked all weekend this past weekend out there to get some days caught up. So it's progressing well out there at Waco. At Waco, we have we've only got 4 of the geothermal wells left to drill at Waco. There was 90 of them, so there's only 4 left to complete. So they should wrap it up this week, weather pending, all the geothermal wells out at Waco. So any questions on Waco? Talking about geothermal, we'll transition right into the geothermal wells that's been drilled out at Southern and Foley. We have 47 of the 140 drilled. There's actually 4 rigs on site now, drill rigs, and we're actually going to have 5 next week. So there'll be 5 rigs drilling next week. They're getting about 2 to 2.5 holes a day per rig. So that should really pick up with them getting 5 rigs on site next week. So that section of the geothermal is progressing really well. They've got 14 of those wells fully grouted all the way up the top. You can see there where they've got the loops in and they're grouted in. So there's 14 of those that's fully completed, and they're working their way on down as they're getting geothermal wells drilled there at Foley and Southern. Any questions on the geothermal?
No, I just want to make just a quick comment, really just to remind our families and our community on what this project is. We've got 5 schools that have failing LG systems that are just horrible. Foley was obviously the worst. So this is one portion of this whole project, $1 million worth of projects to replace these heating systems. So that's what this geothermal is at Foley and Southern, and we're going to talk about doing it at Whitehall here in a minute. So we are addressing that heating system. There were some comments made the week we were out of school for weather that we canceled school because there was no heat at Foley. And why wasn't the board doing anything about it? That was total misinformation. We've never not had heat in a building this year at any of our schools. And we are addressing it with this geothermal. So I just want to make sure that people are aware we are working on this, and that's what this project is. I know it's real easy. You know, people think, well, what's geothermal even for? But that's what we're doing here. We're replacing those horrible LG systems that we've had.
And geothermal well fields, that's actually already been bid for all of those sites, as you mentioned. They're going to progress. They'll go to Whitehall after we get done. They'll be done here in February. Right. We'll go straight to Whitehall when we get done drilling at Foley and Southern.
So I just wanted to remind people that we are addressing this and we're working on it. And that's what this project is that we've been talking about for months. We've been talking about this for a year. So I just want to make sure people understand what's happening.
Well, this is a good segue right into Southern Foley. We started Monday, Southern Foley, and I was over there today. We actually had a meeting here at the board this morning on Whitehall, and I went to Southern Foley. Probably 98% of the ceilings and everything is out in phase 1 already. I've got all the tile down, all the grid down. We've got all the floors protected. You can see this is one of the large rooms. We're getting lights wired up. All that grid's coming out. Ceilings are coming out. We're progressing right through getting everything demoed out. They actually put disconnects on some of the line sets today down there. They drained the system down, put shut-off valves on them so they can start unhooking stuff for phase one. Of course, we got several phases at Foley and Southern. We got to do it in phases because they don't have no room to move everybody, so we're having to do that in phases. But this is phase one. The demo itself, you can see the hallways. We've got all that protected. You can see where they've already got the ceiling tile out. But actually today, this picture was 2 days ago. All that grid's gone now. All the grid's out and it's getting out. Of course, you're all doing recycle program on this project, taking all the metal and copper and recycling it. And the contractors are keeping that separated, putting those in the dumpsters that you're all providing for that. So we've got lockers covered. We've got, as you can see at the end of that corridor, we built a temporary wall to keep students and us separated. So that's working really well, keeping everything protected, keeping the students protected so they don't come in our area and workers don't go in their area. So that's working really well. But we're progressing really well. These are all at Foley. That section of ceiling's already out too. So in a couple of days, it's changed a whole lot. That ceiling's already out. So it's progressing really well. At Southern
And just
Foley.
a reminder too, this is for the HVAC system.
This is all for the HVAC. Yep. Any questions on Southern Foley? Thank you,
sir.
All right. All right. Let's move on to Mr. Tony Tompkins. Tony Tompkins, Tony Thomas. Tony Tompkins must
That's
be
all
thinking
right.
about me.
I know you know who I am.
I'm sorry. I meant Tony Thomas.
It's okay. I answer to a lot of things. Well, good evening, everyone. Of course, Jonathan covered several things there. One of the smaller projects that you have going on that didn't involve construction management, we're just handling it straight with Madison County, was the former Madison Middle School renovation of the day treatment center. Last month, you all approved the final plans for that. After that, we sent it to KDE and then, of course, put it out to bid. And this is just a reminder of the two buildings that we're working on there that are to the north and to the left of the former Madison Middle School. Mostly HVAC and some lighting and a few walls in the two-story building, and then fire alarm only over in the cafeteria building. Again, you all approved those plans already. I think you understand the scope pretty well, but we had a pre-bid meeting this morning, in fact, right here in this room, and good turnout. So we were happy with that. We're breaking it out into separate bid packages or allowing a general contractor to bid a combined package. So hoping for some good bids there. That will bid on the 20th, and I believe you all have a board meeting on the 22nd. Yes. So hopefully we can bring you some good bids to that date. So that's an update on that project. Any questions on the project that's out to bid? If not, I'll roll into Whitehall. On your agenda, you have approval for the final plans. Upon your final plan approval, we'll submit that to KDE. There's no, this is, we went over at design development. If you remember, there's, again, HVAC, the things you were just talking about, Mrs. Cobb, HVAC. Now there is lighting. There's also some electric and lighting going on in these projects as well. So upgraded lighting, might as well do it while you have the ceilings out. And of course, new ceilings going back in, but the bulk of it HVAC. So I just showed you a plan of the entire building because really that's the scope. Of course, we've been talking about this, as you said, this has been talked about for months. Whitehall's going to get a similar renovation. HVAC, exhaust fans, everything mechanical and controls, 100% of Whitehall. With that, you'll get a lot of new lights and lighting and some electrical connections, and we're upgrading some painting and a few other things like that because demolition will probably, create some scratches on the floor and on the walls and metal frames and things like that. So when that agenda item comes up, of course, I'll be here if you have any additional questions, or if you have questions about that right now.
When do we think we'll get started on Whitehall?
We're planning on doing it right when school ends. We're going to phase it such that they'll have the summer, which is going to be the most beneficial time to them. And then they can also set up partitions, like Jonathan was talking about at Foley, that you're going to have to do phase areas at a time. So they'll set up some partitions. And we're going to try to get the administration area done over the summer. That front entry and the administration area, we've got to get that done during the summer so that, that area can be active again once school starts come next August. So again, I'll be here if when that agenda item comes. Waco, he's already covered Waco pretty much. I had a few of the same pictures, but this was just from this morning. It looked like he was there on a rainy day. Had a little better weather today. So, but just good progress, good work. I walked around with the superintendent, and everything's going along good. The block masonry work has pretty good quality compared to what we've seen in the past. And he's already talked about Foley Middle and Madison Southern renovations, but I didn't just started this week, so I haven't made it down there yet, but looks like he had a few pictures of what's going on. Yeah. And including electrical and lighting and things of that nature as well. So
Perfect. All right.
that's
Thank
it for the
you.
report. Okay. You're
Thank
very
you
welcome.
so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to our action agenda. Action agenda. I cannot speak tonight. Action agenda. Just a reminder, these are things that we've had an opportunity to review and look at and ask questions if we had any on each individual item. But first up, we have our audit report, and we have Miss Tammy Patrick with us for Patrick and Associates. If you need to say anything to us or want to share anything with us, feel free.
I have to say something about the Pathways program because I sit back there and I think of how I became what I am today. Had a lot of really good teachers. I grew up in Eastern Kentucky, a small county there. Very appreciative of those people there. But I went all through grade school, high school, playing piano, played at church, played the organ at church, played at weddings, played at funerals, was in the band. Junior year, come up, I want to quit band. And then my mom says, why don't you take accounting? I need an elective. She said, this is how Pathways were back in my day, which was a long time ago. She said, why don't you take an accounting class? And that was that. I went straight into college and never looked back, But I think it's great that these kids have those opportunities because there's so many things. I sat back there and thought, wonder what I might have been,
Because most of us only really know like what your family does or your immediate family or your grandparents. And outside of that, you didn't even know the rest of the world existed.
Yes. And my mom had done some bookkeeping and some tax work and stuff, and she liked it. So that's how my other sisters are all in the medical field. So I didn't get that gene. But anyway, I just had to share that because I always think it's neat to see kids, and the opportunities that are out there. So, and that you all are so supportive of that. And, it's great. So,
thank you.
Anyways, I'm glad to be here again tonight. We've worked with you all for a couple of years now. And I think everybody's received a copy of the audit report again. And
very comprehensive. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I met earlier with Superintendent Neely and Mr. Woods, and we discussed the audit. And there's some completion things we have to do at the last minute. This year, we've been a little bit later getting the audit report out due to the government shutdown. The compliance supplement was not issued and made available that we could finalize our audit. So we had to kind of push the final completion of the audits back for that. So we've got that done with the holidays and everything. So I'll just kind of give you a little bit of brief overview of the audit. It's a lengthy process. We start in July, start hounding Mark and his staff for we need this, we need that. And, they work with us because we're looking at things in the audit, transactions based on risk and materiality. We look at things cash, revenue, debt, expenditures, payroll, capital assets, compliance requirements, your single audit, student activity funds. And the audit is a result and the reflection of all the work that's done throughout the year. It starts at the board and it falls down through Mark and his staff and the things that they do every day, making sure that things are accounted for and done appropriately based on the financial reporting framework and your compliance requirements. There's a lot of things that go into their day-to-day work that makes our job easier, just kind of like what you all were talking about earlier. So, and our objectives as the auditor is to provide reasonable assurance, not 100%, but reasonable assurance, which is a high level of assurance that the financial statements are free from material misstatement, whether due to error or fraud. And again, this year, I'm glad to say we're going to issue another, as we say in audit words, unmodified opinion, but a clean audit opinion. So we didn't find any areas of concern that would rise to the level of being an audit report comment. So no issues, no areas of concern. So again, want to commend Mark and his staff, Mr. Woods and his staff, and the board for your hard work. Because as you say, it is a team effort and it starts at the top. So very glad to say that. One thing you will notice in the report this year, there is an emphasis on matter paragraph in your audit report. And that is just basically there was a new implementation of a GASB standard related to compensated absences and how that calculation, and it is a more overall approach. As far as used to, it was just based on termination benefits, and now it's more taken into account all the compensated absences and annual leave balances. It could be a liability to the district on your statement of net position. So that was retroactively applied. So there is a restatement, and that's based not anything that was done wrong or anything by the district. It was just implementation of that GASB standard. So I'll give a really quick overview of the financial statement, just very brief. I know everybody wants to go home. Net position, still with implementing that huge liability, which increased a lot for compensated absences. And that goes along with like your OPEB and your net pension liability. That's where that falls into your government-wide financial statements there. Still increased by approximately $20 million. And of course, that statement of net position takes into account your increases, decreases in cash balances, deferred inflows, outflows, capital assets, liabilities, and all that. So that was still a good thing with that huge of a implementation for that GASB. And then fund balances overall, you saw about a $500,000 decrease, but that is related to the completion of construction projects. I can't talk. Where you had gotten in bond proceeds and things of that nature in previous years. So those were kind of finishing up. So that's to be expected. In the end, though, your general fund saw a slight increase of about $1.8 million for an ending balance of around $51 million. And about $12 million of that is sitting there and available for your day-to-day operations. So I do feel like the district, again, ended in a good financial position and where we'd expect it to be. Are there any questions?
How did all of our schools do as far as all their accounting? Is there any issues?
We had a few management letter comments, which we went over with superintendent and with Mark earlier, and they have already, I think, addressed those with their schools, but nothing major. Like I said, nothing that would rise to the level of an audit report comment. So again, very, very good. There, like I said, there's a lot of compliance issues and a lot of controls and processes there. So, and I know Mark is constantly monitoring that. So.
We are very blessed with Mr. Woods.
Yes, we
and
are.
I don't think
Yes, you
anybody
are.
up here takes that for granted.
Yes, yes. So,
Anybody else have any more questions for Ms. Patrick? No? All right. Could I have a motion to formally receive the 2025 audit report from Patrick and Associates as presented? Motion by Ms. Coyle. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Brock. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
thank
Motion
you all.
carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We
Great
appreciate it.
news. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Come back anytime.
You look at Mark back here.
Yeah. I was like,
That's exactly right. I may send you one. That's about it.
That's fun. All right, next on our agenda, we want to approve the final plans for the geothermal and HVAC renovation at Whitehall. We mentioned this a few minutes ago. This is the other portion of doing the same thing at Whitehall that we're doing at Foley and Southern to try to get that LG system done. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the final plans for the geothermal and HVAC renovation project for Whitehall Elementary School?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rutherford. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Brock. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No. Next on our agenda is to approve our air equipment company purchase order. This is the equipment purchase for the repairs that we need to do at the old Madison Middle Cafeteria and IT building that we are maintaining, where we're going to relocate our day treatment and alternative students. I will say too, we're with Mr. Clark's help, 9C and 9D, this motion and the next one kind of go together. We're going to do, Mr. Clark's working on, we're going to do as much of this work ourselves. And I think you guys are estimating it's going to save us about $100,000 for us to do what we can. Obviously, there's going to be some things we're going to need a little bit of help on, which is really that next motion. But does anybody have any questions on this one? No. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the Air Equipment Company purchase order for HVAC for the renovation of the Old Madison Middle project, particularly the cafeteria building, in the amount of $34,000?
I'll make the motion.
All right, motion by Ms. Burford. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Coyle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Sorry about that. You guys were perfectly timed. All right. Next on the agenda, it really kind of piggybacks on the one we just did. This is to approve the limitless mechanical PO, which is for the labor portion of installing the equipment that we just approved. Anybody have any questions? All right. Can I get a motion to approve the limitless mechanical purchase order for HVAC for the renovation of the Old Madison Middle project cafeteria building in the amount of $47,198.60?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rutherford. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We need those buttons.
Buzzer.
Yeah.
Second by Mrs. Brock. Do we have all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next on the agenda is to create and ratify one teacher at Madison Middle. Do we have any questions? Can I get a motion to create and ratify one full-time teacher position at Madison Middle School that will be paid through their Title I funds?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Burford. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Coyle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is to approve the athletic training agreement for our high schools. Do we have any questions on this item?
I'll explain it a little bit. We've been in a contract with OSPT KY since 2013. And, things change, times change. Athletic trainers are incredibly hard to find. And Mr. Woods and I went and met with her in the fall, as soon as school started. And we both thought that this was about as good as a deal we could get. And what we both decided is that contract was 2013. And when we read it, we were like, this is very out of date. So we'll probably take this up for bid like we do other things every 3 to 4 years, just because things change. And we let her know that. So she was still thrilled to be able to do this for us because our trainers are already at Southern and at Central. And thank goodness we have been lucky to get 2 dandies. So we thought we'd go ahead and get this contract, but we let her know that we will take it and rebid it every 3 years, just because things change.
And I think just for people to know, because honestly, these athletic trainers are actual like physical therapy people.
Absolutely.
These are not like some part-time para that's working to be an athletic trainer. They are actual physical therapists.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any other questions? Can I get a motion to approve the athletic training agreement with OSP TKY LLC, otherwise known as Orthopedic and Sport Physical Therapy, to provide athletic training services to Madison Central and Madison Southern and payment of invoices for each?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Brock. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Rutherford. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Quick question. Do they invoice us every month? Is that how it is, or is it a
It's a flat.
flat fee? That's what I was wondering. Okay.
And next is our superintendent report.
All right. We're glad to be back in session. You can tell the students we're thrilled, which is a fantastic meeting so far that we've had. I just think it's great when kids come up and talk to us about how they're excited and what's going on. And, especially our CTE programs, that's a big win for us. And something that we didn't mention, we didn't put it up, but Mr. Clark and I met with EKU's president and their folks, and don't have it official or down pat, but we're really working hard to maybe aviation be in our next program that we offer, because that's, EKU is really pushing that. And I guarantee we've got some kids that maybe don't want to fly planes, but they want to work on planes. And that's something that we could really benefit from. So we're going to try to partner with them, and hopefully we would like to start it in the fall, but it's up to the programming and things of that nature. But that's our next initiative that we'd like to start. But again, we're thrilled to death. I am tickled to death with the weather we've had this week. It's been warm, so we don't have to worry about going out and checking for ice and snow and things of that nature. But I just want to reiterate a huge thank you to the folks beside me with School Board Recognition Month. The things that we've talked about today, the CTE programs, not having just two at Cottle and Foley, but we're going to have 5. That's a big undertaking, and it's something that you all have focused on. And we talked about the audit and the money that we got to set things back for that, and we'll reap the benefits from it. Just like we talked about Mr. Cottle, hopefully that will be us on down the road 20 years from now saying, hey, we had a part in that, which is what's exciting. So a huge thank you to all of you sitting around me and for Board Recognition Month. And I would like to say our attendance in the fall, both for the student piece, and one big thanks to Chris, Mr. Clark, our DPP / catch-all, of really pushing that this year, of increasing our attendance from our students. Not saying we got lax through COVID, but if you got the sniffles, you just tend to stay home, and that becomes a habit, and it's easy to do that. So that has been a big push. In this fall, we looking at the numbers Monday, we're very thrilled with what's going on. We don't want to get the cart before the horse. We got a lot of days left, but we are well on our way of having fantastic student attendance for this school year. So thanks to the parents for getting them on the bus and getting them to school, and the principals and the teachers for making them want to come to school, which I think is the biggest thing. If you got a great classroom, kids will want to come, and I think that's what we have throughout the district. So I think we're doing well. We'll continue that. That's my superintendent.
Speaking of that, how has our attendance been this week with the flu that's supposed to be everywhere?
It's good. The attendance is really high this week because everybody's ready to come back to school. Parents are pushing them out. Yeah. I tell you what happened. Christmas break really hit us at a good time because we had 3 schools. I know Kirksville for sure because I heard about them quite a bit. If we would have had to have school the next week, we would have probably had to take it off because staff and kid wise, they were down to 10 out in a room, and you just can't function that way. So we're probably, I'd say 93.5 this week, which is good coming back. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Comments from the board?
I just want to say thank you to our maintenance guys because they're doing their daily stuff, but they're also helping us out with the Madison Middle cafeteria renovation. And so that's added a little bit extra there to their workload. So I appreciate their help and their hard work.
Hopefully we'll have a big round number that we save to share, and we can turn that right back and give the kids.
Thank you, Becky, for your year of great leadership. Handing it over so nicely and no problems. So very smooth. Thank you. Anybody else? All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Brock, second by Ms. Coyle. All those in favor? Aye. Adjourn.
All right.
Don't work out too bad.
Good.